do not adjust your sets, your phones, laptops, whatever. We are live on the DCU channel. We are live on the Twitter account as well. And we're also on Real Talk Productions as well. I am still Abdul. You should already know this, but usually this is a sports guy, but I'm joined by Silos for the dawn of the new DCU.
Carlos, yes, sir. What's up, man? I had to make sure I hit you up, man. So we were just talking about it. It was the end of an era with Superman and Lois and everything going on. Now it's like the beginning. We got the guy right here next to me and behind me. We ready to go, man. We're ready for the new DC, man.
It begins now. Now on the East Coast here, it's about half hour to 3 a.m. We making it happen. We're doing the watch party for Creature Commandos because there's a lot of promise for this show. I've been talking to my friends about it. They got early, screenings of it. They're saying, "Hey, this is for DC fans." Carlos, have you heard any word of mouth on your end?
Honestly, I've been listening. Obviously, everything you've been telling with us. Did they just change the logo for the Max, the DC logo on there? I just looked at that.
It should be the new Universal DC logo.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at it before, but yeah, no, I mean pretty much everything I've been hearing is from what you've been saying. A couple things online, how this is supposed to be the great open for the whole universe and tie everything together. So yeah, man, I'm hoping.
This is what they're saying. Welcome to those again. On YouTube, they're probably like, "Yo, Sil, you just upload videos on this channel." But yeah, we're breaking it. We're doing the watch party here. Definitely support that stream. Make sure you subscribe. Check out all the videos I've been covering this new DCU for the past year. And on Twitter, on the Geek account, share the tweet, comment under it. Now, again, like I was saying, it's close to 3 a.m. here, so I'm gonna try to wake up a little bit. So I got one thing I want to employ here. so I'm feeling a little better now. Again, the DCU begins now.
Oh man!
Now, we was talking beforehand, Carlos, because again, we're gonna start. Make sure y'all get Creature Commandos queued up on your end on Max. We're gonna start. Probably like a minute after the top of the hour, and me and Carlos going to commentate over it and point out, again, some possible references, setups, and things like that. So that's going to be exciting. But
is it? Do you have it up on your end? I haven't been able to find it yet. It hasn't queued up on my end.
On Max, they're not going to employ it until to the top of the hour. Yeah,
oh, okay.
So that's why I say like a minute afterwards, they'll give everybody a chance to refresh and get ready for it. But with it overall, we was talking about the different eras of DC. Like it was talking back to where that DC Universe app. Like, what was your experience with that? Because I remember waking up, those mornings and queuing up the Titans show.
Yeah,
being pretty disappointed every other week. But what was your?
You want to know what? As a DC fan, that was one of the coolest things because not only did we get shows on there, we got all. So that was a time where the old school Teen Titans, old school Justice League Unlimited shows. We didn't really have a spot. They would be on Netflix sometimes, or you would have to scavenge to the other places. But they had everything on there, even down to old school Super Friends on there, and the old Flash show was on there. But one of the top notches for me was the comic books.
The comics. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, man. I got a whole bunch of comics today actually that I'm getting back into the groove of things. But that was so accessible. You're able to just and it was from back in the days to recent comics.
That was a cool feature because I subscribed to it because again, just being a DC fan and want to see what's new.
Yeah,
live action or the Swamp Thing and stuff they did, but you start sitting there man, because the episode's only once a week, right? So
the
rest of the week, what are you doing on the app? Well, I could look up some old shows, But I was looking at the comics, bro. I was like, these are like comics I couldn't afford. You know, some of these issues you can't get them physical at all. You know, as far as price wise.
Yeah.
So you get them, you get access to these legendary stories, man. So that was a cool perk.
I will say one of the most watched shows, and I would just have it on in the background, is because it was literally there was nowhere you can find it, or it was only like on some channel that like you needed like special cable or something. That was Lois and Clark, because there wasn't really any Superman content like that before we got Superman and Lois, or even Supergirl. The reason why I was so excited with Supergirl is because hey, you know, they could throw in a little Superman sprinkle, and they finally did. You know, but Lois and Clark was really all I had, and it was what, 5 seasons. So
I gotta say, because you know, we did a whole show or a whole segment on my Wednesday podcast where talk about the end of Superman and Lois and just the end of the era. And it's like I was like looking back, like with CW, I was like, man, like they were doing some boss stuff, man. Like they did the whole Invasion crossover, and you brought in Superman with Supergirl, and I was just like, bro, I'm like, man, they were cooking for some years on that, man. And like I said,
shout out to Mikey, man, because Mikey said, I remember I think it was on one of your guys' like member stream, but he said it like we didn't know, like at the time, like we didn't enjoy it as much as we should have, like you know, we didn't know what we had until it was gone, man. So
they kind of phased all that stuff out, you know, one season at a time. You know, they gave us that Crisis attempt. I say attempt because I mean it was kind of clunky, but like you said, appreciating that you even got they brought in Ezra Miller, you know, in the Crisis, like that's just crazy.
They gave Brandon Routh a exit. Like they gave him the final, you know, here you go, one more time.
Yeah, they took some swings, man. And as that era ends, like, I mean, that's one thing, like, man, you know, how good we had it. But we may have some promise going forward, you know, as far as what they're trying to do with the DCU. Now, one other thing, again, if people find this stream, we're going to be doing a watch party for the Creature Commandos. There should be some cool Easter eggs and stuff like that we're going to try to point out for y'all. But before we get into that, there was another cool announcement that DC Studios brought up. Let's bring up this announcement video here.
DC Studios Showcase. I'm Frankie Smith.
And I'm Tyler Coates.
This official podcast is presented by Max, and this is a series where we'll...
Just for a pause for fair use real quick. But with the DC Studios podcast, someone was pointing out to me, like, it was like, hey, Sil, you remember that old DC Daily show? That was on the DC Universe app too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was Hector. I remember Hector, and it was like 2 other people.
That dude. That's why I stopped watching it. Okay.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah, man. I mean, to be fair, it was cool because after the shows, they would have the guests on there. They would interview them. They would do cool things. I did like that part of it. You know, they had
some promise.
It had some promise. But it's actually pretty cool because my cousin knows Frankie personally, and she's very, very insightful when it comes to DC knowledge, and I'm really glad she got this opportunity. And
feels like a future show coming, future podcast with Frankie and Silos.
Say it to existence.
I'm just saying, you know, the connection right there. So,
but
this is cool.
It's cool because it looks like they're not only touching on the shows and stuff, but they have like I think they show a Koi genre later on. They touch on all things comics as well, which I think is pretty cool. You know, especially with the high that we have with comics right now. So
right. Yeah. So they got this video here. Let's go further.
Deconstruct and celebrate all the latest and greatest from DC Studios. It's going to be so lit here. I'm so excited.
I'm excited to be here.
Each and every episode, we'll be joined by our comic correspondent, Coy Jandra.
So there's Coy. This is a guy here, really in the kind of the genre stuff that we talk about with the CBM geek stuff. He's a total comic book nerd, just like the rest of us. So he always refers to different issues. So this is a really good get for this podcast, right? Getting Coy.
For sure, for
so
sure.
That's gonna be cool. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
and
cool to see.
I mean, it's kind of crazy because he kind of started as one of us, man. You know, like just doing his own YouTube channel, and then look at him now.
Yeah,
With
definitely,
DC.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. This is huge.
Here we talk comics, culture, feature exclusive interviews, talk with creators, break down and deep dive into episodes and movies and all that good stuff.
Batman Forever's soundtrack rocks.
This is what comic book can be. This is what TV that can be. This is what storytelling can be. It is.
Nah, he's that serious. That's why I'm a fan of Coy, and he's really serious about the comics and it, translating, to the screen. Yeah. And I actually see him, if he feels he wants to criticize certain things, he doesn't, hold back.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, that's kind of another thing why I'm happy he's there too, because if it's not like to par, he's gonna let you know, like, hey, like, this ain't right, and shout out to the Superman logo on behind the
on his laptop.
Yeah, and like it's just
there just happens to be murder and explosions.
I mean, my favorite kinds. That's the kinds.
And this is the perfect time to become a DC fan. We have so much stuff going on. And you guys.
That's the interesting thing with this podcast is that making it so accessible on Max and YouTube and it's pushing the DC brand, something that they haven't really tried since the DC Universe app, which was what was that, like 10 years ago or something? Like it was a while ago.
Yeah. It's been a minute. And I think also that was way before the DC like instead of doing Comic-Con, they did their own thing online and everything. That was after that, right?
Well, I mean that was before DC Fandom, but
there you go, DC Fandom, that's what it's called.
Yeah, that was a few years before DC Fandom, but it was at a time where in the comics they was doing the DC Rebirth.
Yes.
Right. So you had that going on in the comics. Then you had the DC Universe app. That was a time when Jeff Johns was pretty active. This was right after BVS, right? So this is in the middle of them destroying the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, pretty much.
They were all over the place, but it was just pushing the brand, and then since then, Hamada and them kind of, the execs buried DC basically. Yeah. And now that it's a separate studio, this is a prime time, to push the DC brand. So
yeah, it's sad, bro, because like I feel like that app could have been what Max is now, like it would have been awesome for us DC fans to have something like that.
Well, in hindsight, because I mean, obviously we could just deal with things in hindsight. Having a DC only app that would have been pretty tough to finance and continue, even if it was working. Is the fact that they weren't really consistent with it. It kind of fell behind on the wayside. But now with these streaming wars, it would have had to combine. Back with something anyway. So, in the long term, it's like, it was a great idea. Everyone thought everyone was just going to be streaming, which, I mean, it's true, but everybody want to buy 10 streamers, what I'm saying? So
right.
Kind of combine this stuff. But now what they're doing, putting this, again, on Max, it's where it should be. And, again, highlighting DC. You have this profitable brand. I mean, someone told me it's worth $1 trillion. I don't know if it's worth $1 trillion, but you have something, Marvel would love to own all the rights to their characters, right? And DC owns all their rights, owns their own rights. You know what I mean? Like,
man.
Sell it, man. Push it.
Heck yeah.
So. We're going to learn all about it here on this podcast. Each episode will drop every other Friday. You can find us on Max, the Max YouTube channel, or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, so every other Friday. So on the DC channel, if y'all watching this on my DCU channel, either I'll figure out if it's going to be something I would react live with or kind of just do highlight videos. I'm not sure yet. Really just depends on how y'all, react to this watch party and if this is going to be a regular thing for Creature Commandos. So, you decide how this will be covered, but I'm really looking forward to starting this Friday. And then it's going to be bi-weekly.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to this, man. We'll see what time that drops. They never tell us what time. So
yeah, I noticed that too. That was pretty crazy.
All right, so that's the DC Studios showcase. like I said, every other Friday.
Yeah.
They'll probably be doing breakdowns of Creature Commandos, and then you're gonna have other projects that me and other people was talking about, where Green Lantern or the Lanterns project is about to go into production.
Yeah.
Probably get some tidbits from that. Supergirl's gonna go into production. Matt Reeves, the Batman, sequel. So it's gonna be a lot of activity for DC, man. Before we even get the Superman film. So
it's gonna be cool because, I mean, obviously we like to see them. We like to see these actors that are in these movies do different interviews and stuff like that. But this is gonna be that one shot where they can really sit there and brag about the work that they're doing or they're a part of. Like we've been hearing Frank, who's going to pretty much be so far in everything we're seeing, Creature Commandos, Superman, so on and so forth. And like, we don't have to wait to hear those type of interviews. We're going to get them all here. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward, like I said, to covering that. And like I said, just celebrating the brand, man. I mean, they really have a potential gold mine. They really do. With DC overall. So, and then at times I know people on my DC channel, again, shout out to those that's filing in. Again, y'all like, oh, what is he doing live this late at night? Creature Commandos about to drop top of the hour. So in about 15 minutes, we're going to fire it up. Just fire it up on y'all in. We're going to commentate over it and see what we can glean from the start of the DCU. But there's been a lot of talk about just how good this is. Now, first, let me highlight. I did a separate video on this, but just want to highlight my friends over there in Geek Vibes Nation. They got early screeners of Creature Commandos. They are not shields. I know a few of them personally, and they were just like, "Yo, like this is like DC is back." They feel like just expanding the DC world and just saying this is its own thing, hinting towards stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, I really, again, appreciate their words on it. But then James Gunn, he's loving this, that everyone is kind of hyping this. We said the reviews are in. You got the Rotten Tomatoes score. What do they say here? A new gold standard. That's pretty. Wow. I'm always afraid of like these lofty sayings, right?
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. A gold standard is a lot.
You believe in the hype, man?
Look, at this point, we're here, and I could spend my time critiquing and all that. I've been saying it, and I've said it in all the streams that I've been with you on. I'm ready for the DC content, man. And everything in my body, I'm hoping that it's good, because why as a DC fan, why would I hope for something to be bad, or if it's good, all it's doing is helping us. It's helping the superhero genre. It's helping DC in general. Like I need it to be good, Now, if it's not, I ain't gonna hold my tongue. But
exactly, that's just a staple with just as we do content here, man. Like, hey, I've been pretty hard on. I know a lot of people. A good section of my viewers, I would say, they liked Peacemaker season 1, and I really haven't held back as far as just how I really fell off that show and some creative choices. And now hearing Gunn is saying like, yeah, we're going to kind of go a different direction with Peacemaker. I'm like, oh, like okay.
All that tells me is that Gunn has been watching your podcast. He's been listening to you. That's what that tells me right there.
I want to give it a chance, man. I really like the people that get to know me, like they know like I'm really hardcore with DC, and I'm willing to give you a chance. But if you break my heart, like I'm very scorned. I'm very scorned when now we got Ewan Kirkby in the chat. Appreciate you checking this out. Whatever YouTube you watching this through, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash the like for sure. We're gonna be talking plenty of DC. He said he rewatched the whole DCU these last few weeks. What are some of your favorites? Well, I mean, really with DCU, Carlos. I mean, it's all about the start of it. Man of Steel, like that's one film. He's
right there, brother.
We can get into a lot of talks of BVS and things like that, but just the beginning of the DCU, I remember the afternoon I went to see Man of Steel.
Yep.
It wasn't even a packed theater.
Right.
And you just saw the Krypton sequence, and I was just hooked. I was like, bro, like this, I've never experienced DC like this. So I gotta start with Man of Steel. I think that stands out forever for me.
Yeah, man, I can't even argue with you there. I mean, I remember I was in Orlando. I was visiting some family. Me and my parents, I was with them and my sister. My grandmother was there. My aunt, my mom bought us all Superman shirts. We went, we saw it. But I just, not only how great the movie was, but I remember how much that movie shook everything. Like you had the old Superman fans, you had the new Superman fans, some were questioning it, some were like, this is what I've been waiting for. And then there was some like didn't know what was going on, was just there. It was a great time, man, because that was like a start of something, man.
Yeah.
We all know how it turned out, but
because I want to say, and I'm sure someone will be like, well, you got the dates wrong, but I believe this was after Avengers was already out, and then Man of Steel came out, and it was like DC's doing its own thing, and like just a superhero genre just felt like, bro, we can get a movie every year.
Yes.
The way this is going, you know what I mean? From DC, from Marvel, Spider-Man and things like that. So that was the exciting time for CBM fans, right? I know you got the Marvel versus DC heads out there. And again, on my platform, it's about uniting DC fans, first off. We don't got to worry about Marvel every second, every breath you take.
Yeah.
What is DC doing? You know what I mean? And that's how I would approach it. And that was their people say what they want about Zack Snyder, but they were doing their own thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just checked, and so Avengers came out 2012, and then Man of Steel was at 2013, right after.
Yeah, so you're after.
That was like
it's a crazy time.
Yeah.
It was like, every summer we're getting a banger. You know what I mean? Like, because DC was stepping up. Now, of course, the story after that. They did kind of rush the BVS thing, but I thought they executed it well. But just things kind of fell off because of the whole critical nature of it. And but for that pocket of time from like the beginning of MCU, like, you're talking about like, what was that? I think, what was that 08 or I'm probably getting my dates wrong.
Yeah, with Iron Man,
yeah, that 5-year window when you had Iron Man, you had Incredible Hulk, then they came out with Thor around that time, all that stuff, Captain America, First Avenger. Then you're leading up to the Avengers, then DC's like, oh, okay. Now, around that time, you still had Nolan. He was dropping The Dark Knight and things like that. And then you do Man of Steel. So that was a crazy 5-year window from 08 to 13 for just superhero content, man. Yeah. Superhero content. We got George Williamson already ready for Swamp Thing. I'm looking forward to them getting that together. And what do you think? First of all, shout out to George Williams. Again, whatever channel you're watching this on, smash the like. Make sure you subscribe. Come back for more DC content. This is it's beginning now. DC's in about 8 minutes. We're going to be watching Creature Commander, the beginning of the DCU, man. So make sure you locked in. What do you think, Carlos, about he mentioned Swamp Thing? We're probably like 5 years from that happening, but what do you think of them kind of taking their time putting these projects out?
After the show that we got, I really enjoyed that show, Swamp Thing. To me, that was like that. I felt like if that show continued, it could have been top tier, like one of the big CW shows, like how we're viewing Superman and Lois right now.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think moving forward, I think this is the approach DC needs to take. Yeah, as DC fans, we want stuff now. But if you're taking your time to make something better, I am not complaining. After everything we've been through as fans and all that stuff, like, we need y'all to take your time. And the fact that, he's not in every project so far that we've seen, James Gunn, but he's kind of like overseeing things. I mean, that's okay, just as long as he doesn't touch everything,
I'm going to give Gunn some credit here because I'm very critical. People probably know my history as far as covering James Gunn and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm being honest if I critique some of this stuff. And him being an exec, I'm seeing him kind of taking that role more. Like, yes, obviously he's all over Superman, and I really, I mean, the more I hear about this film, and we cover all the behind the scenes, I think he's trying to knock this out of the park, man. I think he's really taking this challenge, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I hope he's feeling that pressure. Like, you know, give us a banger, but he's sitting back letting them put lanterns together and Supergirl. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, I'm kind of liking this exec approach that James Gunn's doing.
What's even crazier is that so again, I know I keep going back to Superman and Lois. He could have easily stepped in there and, you know, twiddled with that final season and changed everything. He let them rock. He let, you know, the two main actors with Tyler Hoechlin, and Betsy Lois Lane. Like he let them promote that and run their show and end off. Now it's like you're seeing him. It's over. You know, the gears are turning. It's time for my stuff to start. You know,
it's really poetic. I was saying recently just how everything's lined up for DC. We talking about the comics. You know, that whole all-in initiative. This is the best time to jump in and buy some DC comics at the store there. I just read the Justice League Unlimited the other day. I'm like, oh, bro, like they're clouded in the comics. So you got that new beginning. You got them closing the door. You know, Superman and Lois kind of book ending it. Then a couple of days later, you got the start of the DCU, and you got this DC Studios podcast. Like this was all on purpose to launch the comics. Go ahead and close the door, you know, Superman and Lois, but then start this new era. So exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff. We're about 5 minutes away from the Creature Commandos. And like I said, it was 2 episodes. So I got my caffeine in me.
Yeah, I got some snacks. I got some water. I'm good to go, man.
We're going to be ready to go with this. Again, Creature Commandos, according to word of mouth, perfect start to the DCU. This is crazy, bro. Best possible start to James Gunn's DC universe. I mean, are they pulling our legs, man? What is going on? You know, with this, man. But hey, I'm hoping for the best. I'm definitely hoping for the best overall. So, basically, as I was mentioning, going forward with these watch parties, we're giving it a shot tonight to see the response and the support. And, you know, if there's something I always leave up when I do content, it may sound very simple or cliche, but I just listen to the streets. Like if the people are there to support it, then I'm going to do it. If the support's not there, then it's like, okay, yeah, you know, it's okay. But definitely this stream was probably out of the blue for a lot of people, especially on my DC channel. But I see y'all filing in. Get your Creature Commandos copy ready. On HBO Max or Max, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna do now. Again, the new DC Studios podcast. They said it was Fridays. We don't have a start time for that, so I'm not sure if I'll do a live reaction on Fridays. But that's one thing I'm gonna cover that one way or another. And basically, this is my schedule. Just kind of spell out to people what I'm gonna do. Since we're doing this live watch party here, you know, we'll kind of get our immediate reaction, you know, with the show right now, and then I may clip something later. But then for the podcast, again, I'll see if that's live or I'll record as far as the DC Studios podcast on Friday. Then you have CCXP, which technically starts today, but the DC stuff probably won't be till Saturday and Sunday. So once we figure out the times for that, because that's in Brazil, so you will see the timing of that. But once I figure out, you know, when that stuff goes live, because why I'm excited for CCXP is mostly for the comics. They do some great stuff, great panels laying out the storylines of the DC comics and the different characters, and they got the writers and everything. And I enjoyed their panels, you know, for the past few years, but now you got this new initiative, Carlos. That's why I'm excited, mostly now for CCXP, because now we're gonna find out more about Absolute Batman and Justice League All In and stuff.
I just got my Absolute comics now. I got this variant cover right here, Wonder Woman for issue 2.
Oh, I gotta blow you up for that. Let's see. Yeah. Oh man, who's the artist on that?
I would tell you right now.
That's a pretty good one right there.
Thompson Sherman.
Okay, good job on that one. That's a pretty good one.
Then I saw this. This is the aluminum.
Ooh,
You see that
should be a
right
popular
there?
one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this right here, I had to hunt these two down today, man. It's the Noir edition of Wonder Woman.
Ooh, boy.
And then I got
Black and white.
Ultimate.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And
The
then I
Absolute
got
Superman was dope.
this variant cover of Superman issue 2 today as
And
well.
me and Jared was joking. We was like, Absolute Superman, that's clearly Henry Cavill, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, that's clearly,
yeah.
they clearly give you a comic book with Henry Cavill. It's crazy.
It's crazy because like even the storyline, it's Henry Cavill-esque, but it's like it's giving me a lot of vibes of like the old Krypton show as well on Sci-Fi. Like the way how it's kind of like, you mish those two together, you got Absolute Superman. It's pretty.
You got interested, so I definitely, now I kind of cheat with my comics because I get review copies, so I get it digital.
Yeah,
but probably like once a month I try to go to the store and get some variant covers and stuff like that. So I gotta definitely make a stop sooner than later. We got Just Lud in the chat saying 1 minute. So right now it's time to refresh our Max.
Yeah.
On everybody's end. Because we're just gonna dive in. Let's see.
I guess go to search bar.
We'll see how many L's we get tonight. Let's see.
Here we go. We're new. Oh, wait a minute. Why it's saying the content you requested is not available. Please try again later. That's not good. That's not good, guys.
That's probably just on your end. Probably just gotta give it a refresh.
Oh, I got it.
All right, so I'm gonna adjust my audio just so I can hear everything. Okay, that's not. All right, so let's go and fire it up, man.
All right, let's go.
Everybody on y'all end, Creature Commandos, let's go.
Here goes the logo.
Huh? Yeah.
I'm digging the animation.
Oh, for sure. It's premiering now, Adam. It already feels like James Gunn.
Yeah. Okay.
They coming out with Cersei off the top.
Yeah. Oh man.
So Diana's nowhere right now, right?
Nowhere, I guess.
What's going on with that?
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, is that? Are you noticing the Superman signals on the elevator?
I didn't see that.
It's the arrows pointing down. They're the shape of the crest.
They just jumping right into it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're showing the events, they're tying to the events of Peacemaker,
Yeah. Okay, Belle Reeve. Weasel.
Go ahead.
The bride.
Phosphorus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Frickin' Weasel.
All right, so tie into the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, talking about his son. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Peacemaker.
Yeah.
So,
G.I. Robot. Yo, he looks pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, a lot of people looking forward to that character.
Creature Commandos. Okay.
Creature Commandos. Yeah, they wasted no time, like 3 minutes
Yeah.
into it.
A very, very James Gunn intro. I like it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not surprised by them. Looking forward to the Frankenstein. I am looking forward to that.
All right. Junior, yeah, man, just let it ride how you feeling, brother.
You got Gunn in the.
Yeah.
Of course, James Gunn's in the credits. That's gonna tick off some people.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, I already like G.I. Robot.
Yeah.
So they're referring pretty hard to the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. So remember they were on that plane the last time with Weasel.
Right.
Okay. This is kind of giving me Invincible vibes.
Wow. It's James Gunn for you.
Yeah. I wonder what her story is gonna be.
I said they got into this first mission pretty quick.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No like backstory, just straight into it.
All right.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So she's the original character, they said.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That
Alexi.
was deep.
Oh, messing on you.
Wow.
What was her name again?
Ilyana.
Hmm. Okay. What the?
Yeah.
What? That poor old lady just killed her already, yo.
That's deep.
Oh, jeez.
Him and these Nazis.
Hmm. Jeez. Lana. Why is that?
Mm.
Oh, wow. Some Rick Flag backstory there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
You got. I guess when you get Frank on the casting list, you gotta,
That's a wrap. Okay.
Okay, that's how we. Okay, all right. That's how we.
Mm-hmm. Guess he wants to stay on the mission there. Okay.
I guess so. I mean, better man than I am.
Man. Crazy.
Oh hell nah! The whole night.
That's deep. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Put it down.
Frankenstein. All right.
For real. Come on, like why do we have to zoom in on that part? James got music. Interesting. That's a different approach from Rick when he first got the remote.
All right, should we get in Frankenstein here?
Yeah. Okay, where I was born. Oh shit. Is that Zac Efron?
The party boat.
Yeah. Not Frankenstein on the party boat.
Okay. So episode 1.
Episode 1.
It should be 2 available.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause for a second here. Just the this is all a setup episode, right? Story, setup, and everything. So nothing really monumental happening. You're learning, a little bit of motivations and stuff. I'm glad it's the second episode because this wouldn't have been enough, right?
Yeah,
they just
did sure.
just this episode. I'd be like, oh, really, bro? Like,
this to me was more like just a set of like that universe and kind of stuff. It's like the start. You're hearing all the connections and everything that is taking us to where we're going to be and where we were before. Kind of making everything make sense.
Yeah, character setup, and like I said, I like how the story's flowing.
Yeah.
It's just is nothing knocking my socks off yet, right? So that's kind of right now. So I'm gonna jump right over to episode 2 here. You got it up on your end?
Yeah, I'm just starting with the DC logo again right now.
All right.
Yeah. That character. What was it? I keep on remembering something from Young Justice for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Lexi character and the princess. Oh shit.
Oh, bro. No one's saying
Oh, he crazy.
it.
I need to see that in live action. That would be crazy. Okay. The intro's growing on me.
I like the intro. Yeah.
Yeah. David Harbour. Freaking James Gunn. Yeah, you're right. I know there's a lot of people.
A lot of people ain't gonna like that.
Yeah. Can't wait to watch it. How is it so far? It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. She trying to get.
Yeah. Thirsty. We got a question here, Carlos. How's the show so far? It's right now. It's a slow burn for me. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it. I need to see more of where we're going right now. But it's not bad, and it's
Yeah, first episode was all set up. I need this episode 2 to pick it up here.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of seeing the backstory, Victor Frankenstein.
Right.
This guy with the freaking flowers. This guy's a Looney Tune.
Yeah. This dude's a weirdo.
That's a big theme too.
What do you mean?
The whole aliens are more human than human. I can see that being a big thing with Superman as well.
So it's the Bride episode, basically.
Yeah.
So, what's the significance of that necklace?
Yeah. She has it. Oh no, probably not. Jeez Louise.
No.
Jesus, James. Jesus, James.
Might as well just get it over with.
Yeah, that's it. There we go. Smack him up.
I was not expecting
Jesus Christ. We just saw the animated Frank Gorillo's ass on Max right now.
animated ass. Hilarious.
Definitely not a kid show.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for kids. Okay.
Jesus.
Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that was longer than it needed to be.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we're already halfway through the episode too.
Yeah, these go by quick.
Yeah.
By what, 20-minute episodes? 25 minutes? Frankenstein's weird.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's a punk.
Man, this man's a freaking maniac.
Frankenstein a hoe.
For real. I mean, honestly though, David Harbour is probably the best person to play that role.
Right, he'll bring in some justice.
Yeah. Oh shit, she found it. Mustache. Oh no. Oh no. I was about to say.
Cersei.
Bruh. Oh shit.
Yeah.
This man fixing his pants. Come on, man. Nah, that's how it ends, huh? Oh no, okay.
We gotta see this fight.
Yeah, it's about 8 minutes left. We good.
Yeah, because right now it's been strictly all build up.
Yeah.
Right.
Holy shit.
Hey.
Yeah, for real.
Ooh.
Okay. Superhero punch.
What?
No.
What is
No,
happening?
no. That did not just happen.
They are clouding.
There ain't no way they just showed that right now, bro. Oh yeah, Frankenstein about to kill this motherfucker.
Right.
It's done.
Dang. Ooh.
Damn, right at the ankle. Holy. Okay.
That's quite the fight right here.
Yeah, for real.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow. I don't think the bride gonna make it. Oh shoot.
Oh.
What just happened, dude?
Did they just ain't no way they just did that, right? Oh shoot.
That's some serious stuff.
That is not what I expected from that line.
Sheesh. Um, we got like an epilogue here.
Yeah. So now it's pretty much his whole life trying to chase her.
Right. This is a very interesting approach.
Yeah. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Come on now.
Okay.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, bro.
So that's how it ends, huh?
I gotta kind of process this here.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a post credit. Oh, it's I mean, it's a preview thing.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Hold on. Is it after the credits?
Yeah, it's like the last 30 seconds.
Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I missed it.
Okay, so I think the next episode is the GI robot one.
Okay.
So let me pull this up here. Oops, I don't do that. Screen.
Okay.
Here, I'll pull it up just for those.
I didn't expect that because Harbor said that line in Comic-Con, the New York Comic-Con when they were all over there. I didn't expect that to be that.
What line?
The line where he said when he kills Victor, the dad or whatever, and like what he says about he was getting in the way of our love or whatnot. He comes out on stage and he says that.
Okay, got you. This is the I'll go ahead. I'm gonna play the preview here.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't get dinged for that, but this is for episode 3, and then we'll briefly talk about just what just happened with this show.
The bride and Nina are inside. Once the enemies in your sights attack. What the hell? Friend Nina!
GI Robot is a killing machine.
Oh, it's gonna be all okay.
Kill Nazis. Everyone, back to the castle now! GI Robot, at attention. Hit the dirt! It's nice to have a family, ain't it? Cheers to the tenure.
Interesting approach overall with this show, man. We mentioned episode 1 was all set up. You know, you get the team that throws you right into the story.
Yeah.
And then in episode 2 here, it's the bride's episode. James Gunn was saying each episode is going to have like flashbacks of each character. You know, that was the bride episode. Again, next week is GI Robot. Guys, how did this go over for you? I like the fight at the end, Bride and Cersei. It gave us some levity.
Yeah.
So I guess that's just kind of where I'm at. It's like it was all a build up to that.
I
definitely probably didn't need.
Yeah, I definitely am probably gonna need to rewatch it, the two, just to kind of get through it. But I would say, for me, really, this is the best way I could describe this. Is like if Scooby-Doo and Invincible had a baby, you know, the show Invincible on Amazon. Like that's pretty much what I the way of the animation, the way it kind of flows through. But what I did like was that the first episode, whether yes, it was a kind of a setup, it wasn't just a setup for the series. You can tell like they're talking about the universe in general. So I did get that. I did like that. But yeah, there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on, and I just need more. I just need more. But it's a good start.
I guess my first criticism would be these episodes are too short.
Yeah.
These episodes are way short. Like I'm not an animator, so I don't know the work they put into this, but I mean, it's good animation. We knew that, but I just wish they would have kind of, I don't know.
Do you think it should have been a 3-episode drop or a 2-episode drop?
Just with what now we see what we got here.
Yeah.
Like we do need kind of more. Like I'm like, you only could build up for so much, and I get it. Like I said, it's like 23-minute episodes or whatever. It's just, I guess that's my main criticism right now. Just these are too short. And I mean, you got the quick flashbacks. That's cool. The Bride these gonna be some messed up flashbacks. I think that's what they're setting up. Like these gonna be some tragic and weird flashbacks. It's like what.
Definitely, they did not hold back. This is not a show for the kids. This is make sure they sleep in and all that stuff, and you guys prop it up and watch it.
It's definitely not for kids. I'm gonna have to revisit what I'd known of the Bride. I know it was always contention with Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they took some liberties here with the story. But just wasn't expecting these revelations, and so. Now you get to the end where, again, the fight is like, okay, and finally get some kind of fight. You see the power sets of Bride and Cersei. Bride has that, Frankenstein's ability. So she has super strength.
Yeah.
You could tell, and things like that versus magic. So I thought that made a pretty good fight. I do appreciate that part.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like, I mean, this is kind of cliche to say, but it's like, in this show, we're kind of getting the Hulk and She-Hulk of the Marvel universe here in DC, pretty much. With Frankenstein, with the Bride and Frankenstein. But, man, what I want to know, I mean, for some reason, maybe I'm wrong here, but the princess that they're protecting, or the one who's going to be the queen or whatnot, right? That was trying to get in Flag's pants the whole time.
Right.
So her and her I guess her bodyguard, Lexi. For some reason, my mind wants to go to Young Justice. I feel like we've dealt with those characters before. They're just using them differently here. But I'll have to do more research on that.
Yeah, supposedly Olenna, the princess, is supposed to be a new character, but maybe that other character you're talking about. But so that's interesting to me. It's like, their mission was to protect the princess, and then just all this other side stuff going on. It's like, okay, I do, just for this premiere.
Yeah.
I kind of do need more of that story, like the story of the mission, because I kind of didn't get enough of it yet, is what I would say.
Did you see that it was like a Suicide Squad show, the animated one that they had on here? It was like a anime, like legit, like I think it was made in like Japan or something like that.
Okay.
So with that show, what they kind of did was they introduced you to the new Suicide Squad, but they just dropped you into missions each week. And I kind of hope they don't take that approach here, where it's just like the mission isn't really the story that's overarching. It's just like different missions, and Amanda Waller sending them out to do different things. Because that is the feel I did get from how all this they kind of just threw you into it.
It sounded like an overarching mission, and then again splicing in the flashbacks of each character. So I mean, what I will say, I mean, again with the Bride, I think that's a character, because as you see in the preview of next week, she survives that. So, and of course she has super strength, so that wasn't going to take her out. But I wouldn't mind seeing her live action.
Yeah,
like I said, I did like that fight, like I said, that she just had. So that's the stand. I said that would be the standout. Like my criticism, again, these episodes are just too short. I mean, they probably should have thought of doing 2 episodes a week, because like next week, 25 minutes, and it's like, okay, they get quirky music at the end. It's like, okay, that's cool. But that's my criticism, the length. But highlight for me is Bride vs. Cersei, and I think what I'm gonna do on my DC channel, I'm gonna kind of highlight that more. I think that's what I'm gonna highlight on my video. What's your do you have any highlights or any criticisms there?
I would say the highlight, like I said, I kind of said in the beginning, just like how it's kind of like I would like to see how they're gonna do that with Peacemaker, how they kind of just are rolling everything and tying everything to this new quote unquote universe. I definitely would like to see David Harbour as Frankenstein, with the Bride live action. I think that would be pretty cool to see. But yeah, I mean, I'm going with the ride. Didn't really expect much from Commandos. But yeah, let's see where it takes us. I just need more of that full overarching story to let me know what's going on. So
Right. So yeah, more. I think we just kind of need more with this, which is not necessarily a overall bad thing because what they're giving us, like we're immersing ourselves in this world, and it's like okay, we're setting out these rules for us and being animated. Like I said, I guess they had to make these short, just to get the series done, like in pieces. But we'll see. We'll see how it kind of turns out. I mean, like I said, I do like the Bride character. I'll say that. I do like how, like I said, when it got to the fighting, the fish girl's kind of just there, but it's like, okay.
I think she's gonna have a blow up moment on her episode. I really do.
Right. Right. So we're gonna learn a little bit more. I mean, I will say I could potentially already get tired of the Bride and Frankenstein dynamic.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
they kind of showed them through the years, through the centuries, and it's like I'm already kind of over that angle. Yeah, like let's just let the Bride do her thing. Probably give her a new name or something. Because like I said, Frankenstein is only because it's David Harbour. I'm like, okay, I don't mind. I mean, Frankenstein's a punk, but I don't mind because it's David Harbour. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah. So there's a few things. A lot of things kind of came at us fast at the end of episode 2. Obviously, I want to see more of this. So probably just got to sleep on it and watch it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, interesting stuff. So appreciate those hanging out with the watch party for Creature Commandos. The beginning of the DCU. This is a new world, so it's like I said, I gotta kind of just give it time to kind of settle into this new world and the rules. I mean, you're getting magic because again, we gotta keep remembering when we see this stuff. This is all supposed to translate to live action or at least aspects of it, right?
And that was kind of the notion I was going with when I was watching this. I'm like, damn, so this is really gonna. Not only are they setting up this quote unquote animated universe, they're setting up everything in live action as well. So a lot of the things we're going to be seeing, it could possibly be on the big movie screen. So
yeah. So that's definitely an aspect right there. G.I. Robot definitely.
Yeah,
I see why everyone likes that character. I think he's going to have some highlights in this as well. And Phosphorus, Dr. Phosphorus, I can't wait to see his background story. That's going to be a pretty tragic one right there as well. We got Derpy Entertainment in the chat. Like I said, we just completed the 2-episode premiere, Creature Commandos. The DCU has begun, and this is it's just like a whole breathable world. It's like I'm like, man, I feel like it's like the first day of school or something. Like, let me check out, the lockers over here, and kind of, that's kind of how I feel right now. It's like I'm just like, okay, this is okay. We're in this new DC world. Let's kind of live in it a little bit. That's kind of where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hunter, Iggy. What's up? Like I said, I'm gonna sleep on this, and I think I'm gonna watch it again. These episodes are so short. So to kind of again catch anything that I probably missed. The whole Themyscira angle, you got Cersei, but no Diana, no reference at all.
What's your thought on that? I kind of want to pick your brain a little bit on that.
Well, the fact that they're saying, okay, Cersei, she's from this, this Amazonian area. Like, is Diana, is she incapacitated somewhere or something? Like, did they have her locked up somewhere, or did Cersei defeat her already? And kind of, banish her or something. That's what it happened so quick. They would just mention Themyscira and Cersei. They showed the Amazons. So I was like, okay, well, where's Diana? Where's Hippolyta? There's some questions there. Definitely some questions.
Do you think we're gonna get a full on Flag Senior like episode when he's talking about, because he kind of hinted a little bit about his son and everything in the first episode.
I'm not expecting see how many episodes is this? Like 8 episodes, I think.
Oh, really?
I'm not expecting a major, maybe like 7 or 8. I'm not expecting a major Rick Flag Sr. only because we saw Rick Flag's kind of story in the Suicide Squad as far as his son. So they really kind of leaned into that's the 7 episodes. Thank you, Derpy. Okay. So we kind of got that backstory already. It's just kind of saying, hey, that's canon to this. But I am expecting each episode again to dive in more. The GI Robot, Phosphorus, the Fish Girl. So that's 3 more right there.
Yeah,
that'd be episode 5. So 6 and 7 could just be, the big,
the big bad
finale. Yeah. Big finale of that. So yeah, like I said, I mean, obviously, I'm interested in where it's going to go. When I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, how is this going to kind of tie in going forward? Like, again, the rules that's being set.
Yeah.
Is interesting. So yeah, the Suicide Squad is canon. There's basically they reference so many events.
Yeah.
Already for Weasel, for Rick Flag, obviously.
Flying.
So that film, you watch that film now, that's pretty much the backstory in Peacemaker season 1. Both of those things, and just like what Gunn was saying, he said just ignore the Justice League part of Peacemaker, and all that is canon, right? So
yeah.
So if any fans of the Suicide Squad, that's pretty much your prequel to the DCU right there. So
pretty much.
Yeah. Interesting. You got anything else there, Carlos?
Yeah, just that Gunn was in line when he said that DC is going to be very, I guess, what's the best term? He said fantastical, like with the magic and all that stuff.
Yep.
Like we're really, I'm excited to kind of see how he does that live action.
I will say too, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Anything they're presenting, and I'm interested in the power sets of these characters. So that's why it's like that was good to see that fight with Bride and Cersei, because I could see that in live action. Like they can actually what they presented here, that can be actually live action. So that was something to appreciate. I think for people that like binging, I'm just going to say it. I mean, again, I know they want viewership and everything for this, but this may be the perfect series. 7 episodes. You probably want to wait and binge this, to be quite honest.
Right.
Because the week to week, I think that's going to be the weakness of the show. Is not enough story and animation each week, but binge 7 episodes together, you get your full story right there. So that's just my observation.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean the best one I could really talk about, I mean, like the Cape Crusader, they did it best. I mean, it was only 20-minute episodes, but you had a full on 10 episodes.
And that's the thing, because it's like it's one thing to say, you just had 20 minutes and do what you want to do, but Cape Crusader was giving you full arcs.
Yeah, each episode
in 20 minutes. Yeah. Now, I mean, doesn't mean every episode, every episode wasn't strong as some others, but they put that time into use. And I think with Creature Commandos, maybe this is more on James Gunn's style, is that he's trying to paint a big story.
Yeah.
And there's only so much you could do in 20 minutes. Cape Crusader was like, it was villain of the week. It was kind of like that's what that was. Each episode, it wasn't trying to set up more story. So I'm gonna say, again, this is it's all subjective. What we're saying. I probably would have wished if they just did that with Creature Commandos, just this week, this mission. You could do your backstories and stuff like that. don't worry about building up a big story.
Yeah.
Just mission. Okay, let's get this, get it down. And this is like, okay, you find out about the mission, and then it's kind of more story. And then while on the mission, you got another, background story. Then you do get a fight.
Yeah.
And I just wish, like I said, episode 1 should have been, okay, we're on a mission. All right, go fight. Episode 2, background of bride. And then, I like how they did episode 2. So we'll see. We'll have to see how episode 3, how they
I think Gunn just kind of wanted to throw everybody into the universe. It's like, hey, here you go. And I mean, who knows? Maybe the overarching thing that's happening in this series, we're going to see it maybe in Peacemaker, maybe somewhere else. We don't know. But I agree with you. Like, it's because that's kind of like that Suicide Squad show I was talking about. That's kind of how it was. There was an overarching story, but each week it was like, okay, like we're fighting this guy, or we have this mission, and we just have that backstory. So
I would have read that. I mean, just quite honestly, they spent more time on cheeks than like action. Like that was the action for 2 episodes. Like it was.
You mentioned a lot of people ain't gonna like the intro with James Gunn at the end. I think that
you got the gun in the intro. Every intro, CJ's gun. Like, oh my god, he's so self-serving. And then like you got the princess who just wants to bang Rick Flag the whole episode, and then then you got the bride. She's getting clapped up. It's like, bro, like what? I wasn't expecting all this, bro. Like, can we get to that real action? Like, I mean, it's like, gee, I guess that's real action. I guess
it's He's giving it to us in all angles, I guess. Yeah.
I'm going to politely push back on everyone saying, oh, this is the best start ever. I'm not going to say that's like, oh, hold up, player. This ain't the best start ever, but it's not. It hasn't turned me off on the show or anything like that. Like I'm ready next Thursday, to watch this again. It's more just like I needed more. I think that's the best thing I can say.
Yeah.
I'm seeing what he's laying down. It's like, okay.
I have a question though. Those people that saw it, did they see all? It says it's only 7. Did they see all 7, or did they only see the first episode?
That's true. I know my friends at Geek Vibe Nation. They got the whole. They saw the whole thing already. Okay. So that's probably why they're like, well, the way it ends, it's a perfect setup. But
it's it goes back to what you're saying. It's probably best to binge it.
Yeah. This is probably the bingeable series, which I don't know if that's the best thing they would want to hear about the show, but yeah, if I'm leaning on what they were saying, it's about the payoff. Episode 6 and 7 is supposed to be pretty interesting. So we only had episode 2. 3 next week. In a month we'll probably feel the way they feel. Overall, but as far as content wise, hey, again, I'm gonna give this a rewatch after I kind of get some rest. It did. I'm gonna be ready, like I said, every Thursday for this DC content, and again, seeing how these characters could translate to live action. That's the most intriguing thing for me. To bring Bride and Cersei live action.
Yeah,
that is intriguing.
No, I agree, 100%.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Well, again, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us with our commentary for the beginning of the DCU. Like I said, this is just the beginning. We just walked through the door. We gotta check out more attractions as we get comfortable. Probably next week. Appreciate y'all checking this out over there on X Twitter. We're also on Carlos Twitter as well, and the YouTube channel. The DC YouTube channel, I'm gonna have something about that Bride and Cersei fight. Like I said, I keep talking about it because I really do like that part of the episode. I really was like, okay, like let's go.
Yeah, no, that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a little something about that on the channel. And hey, we're locked in. We're in the DCU world now. We kind of understand the rules, and it's kind of forward from here. That's kind of where my final thoughts on that.
Dropping Friday, right?
That'll be Friday.
Okay.
That'll be Friday. Yeah. So
nice.
I think it'll be something in conjunction with James Gunn as well, like some kind of social media Q&A or something.
Okay.
Because but it's like I said, I mean, it's filling out these characters and this world. That's just really, and it's not a bad thing. It's like, okay, he's taking a story approach.
Yeah.
I just felt he spent too much time on the princess trying to bang Rick Flag like that. It was just too much time wasted on that. It really was. Like it's like she made her pass. Like, oh no, we can't do this. You know, that was like 5 minutes, and then let's come back to it again. You know, it's like, bro, like, what is this a story element? Because I don't know, like how much or
maybe she's the big bad. Maybe she's the big bad.
Maybe like I'm gonna give Gunn credit if he makes this like some kind of essential part of the story. I'm gonna give him a lot of credit because he spent a lot of time. And so it's like, I mean, Gunn's he's not an amateur writer. So if he's harping on something and coming back to it, it's got to be something to the princess and what's going on right there. Because, like I said, that was probably the biggest plot of the first 2 episodes was, will she bang Rick Flag? That was the biggest plot of the story. You know, I'm just saying. So I'm about to give that a rewatch because I think it's more than meets the eye right there. I'm gonna give him credit on that. But we shall see. Definitely, if people are catching this replay as well, definitely leave your thoughts on just what you thought with the episode, what you thought was missing. Do you think it was too slow? Was it too much sex? Just what were we feeling with Creature Commandos? But with that said, the DCU has begun, and so now it's time just to absorb in this world. And I'm looking forward to giving this a second watch, Carlos. When I guess after I wake up.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Definitely, because I'm pretty sure we missed some things. We missed some things definitely in the background. But I'm gonna give it another watch. Get ready for next week. And I mean, honestly, knowing we finally started, it just got me even more hyped for Comic-Con next year. Like I'm ready to let's go, bring it on.
There we go. So interesting stuff. Well, we're gonna sign on out of here again. Myself, Sil Abdul, Silos. Check out his platforms as well. Hey, this is just the beginning, and we'll see what we got. We slide on out of here, y'all. Let's let the Still Nation. We out.